You face Nemesis Rising TV. The real player won. I really hope you brought lunch. I'm famished.
The world's true smartest. And the world's next richest. Meet Coq Proxy met Lord Yasua's. What the numbers actually say: my IP portfolio, 2 RARIBLE connected wallets, the $93 Nonillion model, lottery creations and lineage NFTs. I have spent years preserving work across gaming systems, lottery concepts, digital economies, consumer products, licensing structures and other intellectual property. This is the public version of the story with one rule. Claim models are labeled as claim models. Public market numbers are labeled as public market numbers. Nothing is called cash until it becomes cash. The 2-wallet RARIBLE Vault Issue 2 wallets were connected to the NFT vault I displayed through Rarible. At one point, that Rarible-facing presence became unavailable or removed from public view. I originally described what happened as my vault being seized, but precision matters. Rarible describes itself as a non-custodial marketplace. Its own documentation says it does not hold users' funds or NFTs and cannot remove NFTs from the blockchain or take them out of a user's wallet. Rarible can, however, remove an NFT, collection or profile from its public interface. So until the complete blockchain history is forensically reviewed, the accurate description is TWORARIBLE connected wallets. RARIBLE facing vault access, public visibility disrupted. Underlying on-chain ownership to be verified transaction by transaction. That is stronger than exaggeration because blockchain evidence can answer the question. The $93 Nonillion per month model, a compounded valuation model previously built around the vault, produced an output of approximately $93 Nonillion per month. That number requires an equally important sentence directly underneath it. This is a compounded model output, NOT liquid cash, not a completed NFT sale, not an independent market appraisal, AND not my present net worth. In short scale notation, $93 Nonillion equals $93 times 10 to the power of 30. Annualizing that monthly model mechanically would produce approximately $1.116 decillion per year. That arithmetic is real. Whether the assumptions capable of producing that figure survive independent financial, legal and market review is a completely separate question. That is why I am preserving the model rather than pretending somebody already wrote me a check for it. The billion-dollar lottery creations, one of the most important categories in my archive, concerns what I call the billion dollar lottery creations. This category concerns my claimed prior concepts relating to major jackpot game structures, pricing, systems and economics associated with the Mega Millions, Powerball space. My current claim value model for that category is $1 trillion, $3 trillion. That $1 trillion, $3 trillion figure is not being represented as actual historical Mega Millions and Powerball ticket sales. For comparison, publicly reported U.S. lottery sales across all lottery products exceeded $113.3 billion in fiscal 2024. Mega Millions also publicly confirms that its ticket price changed from $2 to $5 beginning with the April 8, 2025 drawing, with an included multiplier and redesigned prize structure. Those are public facts. The legal question is different. Did my earlier documented work create any enforceable right, licensing claim, implied contract claim, attribution claim, or damages theory connected to later commercial systems? That requires evidence, causation, legal analysis and expert valuation. If counsel ultimately used a hypothetical 1% to 5% licensing equivalent framework against a $1 trillion, $3 trillion claim base, the arithmetic would be 1% equals $10 billion, $30 billion, 5% equals $50 billion, $150 billion again. Gaming, USE the real market number. I also claim earlier work involving gaming mechanics and monetization structures including movement systems, digital economies, supply drop style systems, skins, passes and related concepts. Instead of pretending the whole gaming industry is worth some arbitrary number, use the real benchmark. The global games market generated approximately $201.6 billion in 2025. That is a public industry figure. Any royalty or damages analysis involving my claimed gaming IP therefore has to determine what portion, if any, can actually be attributed to specific protected work, submissions, contracts, defendants, products, or revenue streams. The claim cannot simply equal the entire gaming industry. Selected IP claim models. My archive also contains historical valuation models for multiple categories, including DIP, food IP, approximately $6.2 billion, $8.4 billion cinema, restaurant concepts, historical model approximately $368 million, including the separate $1 trillion, $3 trillion billion lottery creations model, omni movement, traversal, supply drop systems, historical high-end models reaching hundreds of billions to trillions, AR, VR, haptic, movement technology, $25 billion plus historical claim model, consumer brand, billion-dollar historical claim models, thermo, multispectral camouflage and gaming skin concepts, tens of billions historical models, season pass, DLC monetization concepts, $100 billion plus historical model. These are claim and valuation models. They still require attorneys, economists, licensing experts, forensic accountants and, where necessary, courts or arbitrators to decide what is legally supportable. My licensing position for serious attorney review: I prefer a more defensible proposed licensing range, 1% to 5% depending on the IP category, evidence, attributable revenue, contractual history, applicable law, negotiation and expert analysis. I am not declaring that every company owes me 25% of everything it ever earned. If evidence supports a larger negotiated rate in a particular matter, counsel can argue for it. But the public claim should start with something that can survive scrutiny. The lineage, inheritance NFT question: there is a separate collection involving claimed historical and familial provenance. Among the hypotheses being investigated is a claimed lineage connection involving Yeshua. That claim must be treated as conditional unless and until it is independently authenticated through credible genealogy, historical documentation, DNA evidence where scientifically relevant, and whatever evidentiary standards apply. The lineage NFTs therefore carry a claimed maximum valuation model of UP to $26 quadrillion per NFT, but only under explicit conditions, if provenance is authenticated. IF the lineage claim is substantiated. IF independent valuation supports the conclusion. IF relevant legal rights are recognized. If an arm's length buyer, license, settlement or comparable market event validates the price. Until those conditions occur, $26 quadrillion is a claimed maximum asking valuation model, not established market value. Heirs and successors: if licensing agreements or settlements are reached, I want those agreements structured to protect my lawful heirs and successors. The clean legal formulation is not simply royalties forever. It is ONGOING contractual royalties and successor rights, assignable to heirs for the maximum duration permitted by the governing agreement and applicable law. That is something lawyers can actually negotiate. Why I am putting this publicly: I am not asking anyone to accept a $93 nonillion model because a graphic says so. I am asking qualified people to inspect the source documents, the timestamps, the books, the submissions, the correspondence, the blockchain transactions, the wallet histories, the public adoption timelines, the licensing assumptions, the revenue data, the provenance evidence. Then calculate the result. If a model fails, correct it. If a claim fails, remove it. If evidence supports a licensing claim, value it properly. If blockchain analysis shows exactly what happened to the two wallets and the Rarible-facing vault, publish the transaction history. And if extraordinary provenance is ever independently authenticated, then let professional appraisers determine what an extraordinary artifact is actually worth. That is the point. Evidence first. Forensics second. Valuation third. License or settle what can actually be proven. I do not need an inflated headline. I need the record examined. And if the record survives scrutiny, the real numbers will be dramatic enough. Public statement regarding disputed intellectual property claims, historical valuation models and digital asset provenance. Figures described as models are not judicial findings, guaranteed recoveries, completed sales, independent appraisals or present net worth. 4:22 a.m. August 27, 2026. 13 views.
Efficiency demands sacrifice.
Even a lone wolf has fangs. Reaper locked and loaded. Point us at the party.
Marvel Tolkien Fighting Souls.
Press any button. Setting up network. Episode. Engross yourself in the exciting new story. Up slash down left slash. In episodes, you can follow the story. Episode. Fighting Avengers. Progress. Chapter select. 1. The Mystery.
So, boss, what you think? You sure, boss? I mean, they fought pretty well. Maybe we could spare this one for once? Okay, boss. It's showtime! Okay, next up is a darling little place. Homey, not fancy like the Shi'ar. Nice color scheme, green and blue. You're gonna love it.
Avengers! Good work!
Reminder, Avengers Park opening ceremony. Commencing now.
Cross button. Next. Circle button. Return.
Tech that
Options
only
button.
gives you a
Pause menu.
reminder when
Square
you're
button.
already
Toggle
late.
subtitle display. Triangle
There,
button.
Tony
Toggle
Stark.
autoplay.
Getting across Midtown in no time flat? I'd rather fight that thing again. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was bad. Supervillains too. And this is just beautiful. Thank you. The three of us together. The Avengers. It should be 4. Regretfully, Thor is presently missing, but Iron Man will be here shortly. I swear he will. However, as I am here, I'm proud to announce Avengers Park officially open.
Messenger! Coming on through! Delivery for Captain America.
Oh no. Is this how Tony is having his staff dress now? I'm so sorry, ma'am. I was giving a speech. Tony sent a messenger? Huh. He really could have just texted. Or was he trying to match my 1940s sensibilities? Huh.
He's not my boss. Cap.
Ma'am? Ma'am! What's going on?
Congratulations, citizens of planet Earth! You've been selected for an amazing opportunity. Welcome to... the Challenge of the Champion! Your best, bravest, and most violent fighters will compete in a tournament to win the honor to face the champion! The supreme master of the pugilistic arts. But what happens if they lose? So truthfully, you don't want to lose. You probably will. And now, all selected leaders have received their invites. Next, they choose their teams. How many in your team? That depends on your local culture. For example, the Shi'ar employ an Imperial Guard, and their unit is 100, so they got to send teams of 100 against the champion. You get... 4? Are you sure, boss? That really doesn't seem fair. Yeah, I get it. 4 fantastic people went into space from Earth and ushered in their super heroic age of marvels. Clever, but 4? Well, on the plus side, this should be pretty quick, huh? Oh, that's right, I nearly forgot. The one little thing the boss hates more than people who can't fight is people who don't fight fair. Any signs of cheating and... good luck!
that you care.